Good morning. Oh, good morning. Wow. Today I'm big. Let me do this. Okay. Try this. Ok, 30 seconds, aspettiamo 30 secondi all'inizio dell'episodio. Intanto sistemiamo qua. Eccolo qua. Winner or loser? Are you a winner or are you a loser? Are you a winner or are you a loser? Eccolo qua, 7 o'clock. Thank you very much. Good morning. Welcome to this new episode of Inglese Vero live mornings at 7 a.m. Today we're going to speak about not a story, but about something that really interests me, which is the winner and the loser mindset. So what is the mindset of a winner? What is the mindset of a loser? So the loser, let me see if I can change. Yes. So the loser, it's a loser. It's someone who's always unhappy, always critical. It's not very motivated. It's more motivated to complain about things that are not right. The winner, on the other hand, it's someone who's always enthusiastic, who always has solutions, who always wants more perfection. He sees the problems, but he wants more perfection. So what do we talk about today? What we're going to talk about today is the winning and losing mindset. So are you a winner or are you a loser? What do you think? You can write it in the chat, in the comments. Are you a winner or are you a loser? I consider myself a winner, but from the outside, some people see me as a loser. And sometimes from the inside, I see myself as a loser, even if I strongly believe I'm a winner in the end. But you know, it's complicated. It's a complicated subject. So today we're going to talk about this theoretical realm of hypothesis, which is what makes you a winner, what makes you a loser, and how can you help yourself in becoming a loser, so you don't want to become a loser, or in becoming a winner, or into becoming more winner, or into becoming less loser. What are the characteristics, especially in language learning? In language learning, a winner is someone who, in the end, will use the language. That's it. If I use the language, if I use English, if I use English effectively, even if I'm not perfect, I'm a winner. If, on the other hand, I don't use the English perfectly, or I use English perfectly, but I feel afraid, but I complain, but I'm not sure about what I'm doing, but, I'm a loser. So I remember when I was, okay, much better this way. I remember when I started to teach English. So imagine I was 22 years old. 2000, I was 22 years old. I spoke no English at all. I went to Ireland. I lived in Ireland for a year. I learned English. I learned the basics of English. Then I came back. Then I did some. I had some a couple of years of break, and then I started to go to. I went to university, to language university. I learned English very well. I had a lot of experiences abroad. I worked abroad. I worked in England. I had a girlfriend, an English girlfriend. I had a lot of friends in England. So I had an English life for a long time, and my English became not perfect, but became really, really good. Yet, I was a loser. Say, oh my God, I learned English and I reached the advanced level, let's say the upper advanced level, in a few years, in 5 or 6 years only, okay? So 0 to 10, 5, 6 years. So from the outside, you think, oh my God, this is a winner. No, I wasn't a winner. I was a loser. I was a loser because my attitude, my mentality was a losing mentality. I felt like, oh, I'm not perfect. I felt agitated, nervous every time I spoke English. I felt imperfect again. I felt, oh, I must study English more. I must study more. I must reach this perfection. And then when I spoke English with mother tongues, native speakers, I felt really bad. When I had lessons and the students were high-level students, so they would challenge me, so the students were good at English, and they would, ask me difficult questions, I was afraid. I didn't like the challenge. I felt insecure. I felt bad about English all the time. I felt judged. I felt I criticized myself all the time. So I was a loser. So I had a Italian laurea, Italian degree with 110 lode, 110 lode with translations. I had the certificate to teach English internationally. My language was not only advanced level, it was also a native speaker level. So it's like I'm thinking in English. I know I am half English now, okay? Yet I was a loser. Why? Because I was always thinking about the best speakers, and I was always comparing myself, and I didn't think about what I achieved, what I reached, what I had done. So always competition. I was always in competition with the perfect word. I was always in competition with perfection. And competition with perfection, you will lose all the time. 99.9999999% you will lose, and 0.0000001% you will not win. So you lose. I was in competition with perfection until one day something magical happened. And this I thank my friend Helen. I thank my friend Ellen from where is she from? It depends, but she was from I always consider her from Oxford, but I think she was born in Scotland, so from Scotland, but she lived in Oxford for the majority of her time of the youth, and now she's moved to London. So my English friend Ellen, which is the daughter of my English friend Hugh, which passed away a few years ago. My friend Hugh, oh my God, this is another story I will tell you in another podcast episode. Anyway, so one day, I remember I was in England. I don't remember if I was in Oxford, in London, maybe Oxford, probably Oxford, or Scotland, probably, I don't know, because these people travel a lot. So I speak to Ellen about my frustration I was frustrated about not being perfect. And I say to Ellen, I say, oh, you know, but because she says, oh, your English is very good, you know, it's the usual. And I say, yeah, but I don't feel confident. I don't feel confident. I feel insecure. I feel my English is not good. I feel frustrated. I feel insecure. And she looks at me. She says, but what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm talking about my English. You see, your English is perfect. My English is not perfect. I will never be perfect as you. And she says, of course you will never be as me, because you are not me. Of course you will never be mother tongue or native speaker, because you are not. And then she made me think. She said, but you are Italian. You are an Italian person. Number one, you started to learn English at the age of 22 from zero. And now look, you are speaking English to me. Your English is good, is great. You're teaching English. You have an English. You have a degree in languages. It's like, look at you. I mean, no English person would have this capacity to learn another language, to teach the other language, and to be as good as you in a very few years. So she made me compare myself to her. So I'm Italian, she's English, and she say, you are Italian and you speak English very well. I'm English and only speak English. So you are far better than me. And it's like, oh, I never thought about that. That's a really, really interesting topic. It's, oh my God, it changed my mind. I thought, so until that day, I was competing to someone who was impossible to win. So it was impossible to be a winner, and I was a loser. Because you always lose when you compete with someone you cannot win. You know? Try to compete with a lion in the jungle. You can do whatever you want. You will lose if you don't have a gun or a rifle. Anyway. Try to fight, try to compete with gravity. Jump, jump off an aeroplane without a parachute and see, no, I will win against gravity. No, you will not win against gravity. Gravity will kill you. And so on. You know, there are many ways to compete with nothing. So I started to realize that I was losing, not because I was not winning. I was losing because I had a losing mindset. So my mind wanted to lose and started to do mind trips with impossible and never be happy. So I realized that in a few years, really, I learned a language. I mean, learning a different language other than your own language. You know, you speak Italian or you speak Spanish, whatever you speak, Romanian, Albanian, Estonian, whatever, Russian. If you learn another language when you're an adult, not when you're a child. When you're a child, I don't know what the experience is because I didn't learn a language when I was a child. So when you're a child, maybe things are different. But when you learn a new language when you are an adult, so after 25, 30, 40 years of age, your mind, your mind will challenge you. I mean, it's a very difficult task. It's like climbing the Mount Everest. It's really, really difficult to change your language because your language reflects your thinking, reflects your persona, reflects your personality, reflects who you are. I mean, you are what you speak. So changing the language, guys, it's a really hard task. It's complicated, it's difficult, it's hard, it's tough. It's, you name it. It's impossible up to a certain point, okay? So the winning how do you say, the winning attitude, the winning person. If you are the winner, if you are a winner, you are a winner because you're listening to me. So you are here this morning at 7 o'clock. If you're a winner, you don't compare yourself with stupid things. You compare yourself with the reality. And reality is, I'm Italian, I'm Spanish, I'm South American, I'm Russian, whatever you are. I am that. I don't speak English and I want to learn English. And every day I will do my best. What is your best? 5 minutes a day? Good. 2 minutes a day? Good. What is your best? Listening to this Inglese Vero live mornings at 7 a.m.? Beautiful. And the competition is with yourself. So, what is the competition with yourself? It's not theoretical, it's a practical thing. So, today, ask yourself, what do I know today that I didn't know yesterday? What can I learn today that I didn't know yesterday? One small thing. For example, today you learned that you can say, I don't know, let me think. You learn the word challenge. You know, oh, challenge. I know challenge. Yes, challenge. Okay, practice. Make a phrase with challenge. Oh, today I want to challenge myself. I want to challenge myself. I want to challenge myself and learn one new word today. Okay, that's the real challenge. That's the real winning attitude, the real winning spirit. And you learn this word, you look it up on the dictionary, you look it up on the Google Images, bilingual dictionary, monolingual dictionary. You make a few phrases, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever it is, you win. You are a winner. So to be a winner, I realize you don't have to do the impossible, because you can do the impossible. Like I learned a language at the age of 22 and my gosh, it was impossible. Seriously. It's not that I learned English at school and then I started to learn better. It's like I never studied English at school, nothing. And then at the age of 22, I started from scratch. Started from scratch means started from zero. So I started from scratch. And after a few years, I was teaching English to other people. And that's a miracle for me. But it's not about that. It's about what you think it's impossible can be possible, but what is impossible cannot be possible. So stop comparing yourself with impossible things like, oh, but this student is better than me, but Stefano's English is better than mine, and start comparing yourself, with yesterday's self. So I'm gonna give you a challenge. Let me know in the comments, in the chat, wherever you want to. Let me know if you like to take this challenge, and let me know what you're going to do tomorrow. What you're going to do today, or what you did today that you didn't know yesterday. What did you learn today that you didn't know yesterday? What's something better today than yesterday? What did you win today that you didn't win yesterday? If it's just listening to this podcast, you're a winner. Or maybe you can challenge yourself today to listen to this podcast again. So listen to this podcast again, you are a winner. So to be a winner, you don't have to win, you have to have a winning mentality, a winning attitude. And trust me, if you start doing this slowly, like St. Francis said in his song, it's like the real bliss, the real joy is not about this or that power. The real joy is winning against yourself. That's the real power, that's the real joy, that's the real bliss. And that's my hope for you today to start. So start challenging yourself with a small challenge. Listen to this podcast again, comment on this podcast, comment on the comments, write a comment, do something that you've never done before, write a comment in English, say hello, say thank you very much, say whatever you want to say, and you will win. You will be a winner and you will have won, and tomorrow you do it another time and you win again. Every day you can win with me. So I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for your comments. I'm waiting for your whatever the signal or feedback. And thank you very much. See you tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock for another episode of Inglese Vero Morning Podcast, or Inglese Vero Live Mornings, whatever you want to call it. Tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. Have a good day. Bye.